I really wish I could give the gift of sort of higher agency to a lot of people. I think it's such lack of...
No, I think sort of the greatest gift, like if you could give your child any gift, likability. Likability goes a long way.
That's Peterson's thing. Do not let your children do anything that makes you not like them. Like a likable child. I think I fear, I may need to ask my mum, but I fear I was an incredibly unlikable child. And I think that was probably quite formative in a lot of my experiences with other parents, with other kids, etc.
Yeah, but do you not think that, I mean, I know a little bit about your childhood and kind of what you went through as an only child and feeling slightly isolated, but is that not the thing that untethered you and allowed you to sort of fly free?
So true. So I spoke about this yesterday with Stephen Bartlett, that there's layers to unpacking the things that you went through and the formative experiences that you've had. So the first layer is, a chip on your shoulder about whatever it is that happened to you. So for me, being bullied in school, being ostracized, not feeling like I was part of a group. Then the second layer is alchemizing that into something that you really care about. So saying, okay, the skills that I got and the resilience that I developed from spending so much time on my own, I've turned something that was toxic into something which is valuable. Then the layer after that is I get to use the chip on my shoulder and the resentment for the people that came before me and that caused this problem as the activation energy to now deploy this skill set. Okay, so now I'm not only have I made lead into gold, but I've now turned this gold into something that's useful. I've formed it into something that I can move forward with. But then the final one, and this is the really fucking difficult one, is to realize that if the people who tormented you are the reason that you've developed the skill sets that you care about, then you can't resent them, you should thank them. That you genuinely should look back at most of the things that you were ashamed of or guilty about or fearful of in your past and realize that that's the dark side of one of the lightest and most proud things that you've got. So overall, if the challenges that you went through formed a person that you like, those bullies in school, I should sit down with all of them and say, yeah, thanks, mate.
Yeah, that's it's very interesting to listen to, because when you go, to go through that experience, it's kind of easy now. You're 35, you're a grown man and you're doing great. But to sort of think back to, you are still that child. You're still that lonely kid searching for connection. But is that not the whole of the show? Like every episode I listen to, you're sort of there kind of looking for a hug. Yeah. You're sort of, your whole demeanor is, I want to connect with this person, I want to know what they know, and I want to have a friendship. And it's incredibly healthy. It just seems like it's everything that happened, absolutely worth it. And also, what are you going to do? You can forgive them and move on, or you can hold resentment. But it's ultimately, that's, what's the important thing here? We can't measure that metric of what that forgiveness gives you as to what that resentment gives you. But I'd bet the house on the fact that the forgiveness is lighter and breeds more activity.
Yeah, I've been thinking recently about the idea of we can't know the future, and we don't fully know ourselves, and we don't fully know the present, we don't fully know everybody else. So we have to concede that some huge proportion of our worldview is a delusion.
Yeah, doesn't someone talk about the 3 humiliations? You ever heard of that?
No, what's that?
The 3 humiliations of humanity. So it was Copernicus, we're not the center of the universe. And then it was Darwin, we're descended from animals, we're not special. Oh, Jesus, all right. And then the third one, Freud, our self-conscious is running the show. We don't even know ourselves. Ah, fucking hell. Fucking hell. It's like humanity's really taken a combination.
One big hit after another.
Yeah. Those are big hits. And you go, yeah, we don't really know ourselves, but that's kind of the journey, and that's the whole thing. I mean, that's why I think, not to bring it all back to stand-up comedy, but I do think there's something magnificent about doing a bit of stand-up. Going and finding your voice and what you find funny and your sense of humor, because everyone's kind of got one, right?